Hey everybody. So roughly a year ago I posted a video up on the channel about a computer case that I had really been wanting for quite some time. It was the Apevia X-QPACK or the X-QPACK II. That was a computer case that I contemplated building a system in back in the mid-2000s. And of course that system now is the Cube Computer Deluxe. Yes, I did consider building a system in the X-QPACK II case instead of the current Deluxe case. But I didn't because the Deluxe case was a lot cheaper. It was a Zoxide Ecstatic 2 case coming in at $29.99 versus probably $79.99 or so, if not more, for the Apevia X-QPACK II. But let's face it, I was needing an extra system and I wanted a system that I could easily carry around, and the X-QPACK II computer case was just perfectly ideal for that use. Luckily, in August of last year, I happened to get my hands on an X-QPACK II computer case off of eBay, and I built that, and I used that case to build the system that is now the PortaCube system. So, recently one of my viewers alerted me to a computer case that was for sale on eBay, and this computer case was one of the X-QPACK II or X-QPACK cases direct competitors, the Ultra Micro Fly. So I happened to get my hands on this computer case, and today we're going to be unboxing that case. So here it is. It is an Ultra MX6 Micro Fly Micro ATX case, and you can see on the box it has windows on the side. That was one of the things that I was wishing that my X-QPACK II case had, but it didn't. Anyways, it's an aluminum case, and it supposedly comes with a 600 watt power supply. We'll see if that power supply is still in there. My X-QPACK II case supposedly came with the power supply originally, but whoever had it previously took the power supply out and I guess sold it separately. So there's a look at the box. This box is not sealed. It's been opened before. So we're going to find out if this computer case has ever been built in. I don't think it has, but we'll see for sure. Anyways, that being said, let's go and set the camera up and let's get this thing opened up. Okay, so here it is. And I should mention again, there's a sticker here that's been breached, so this box obviously has been opened before. Let's see what we have in here. Okay, so let's get you a look here. So here's inside. We still do have our original styrofoam packaging, which is nice. There is the case itself. It does have a power supply in it. However, I don't think that's the original PSU. Somebody swapped the power supply in this thing. Alright, let's go and pull it out. Okay. Yeah. So we have what appears to be a brand new case. It appears it's never had a system built in it, but somebody let's face it, somebody whoever opened this previously, they took the original power supply out, put a different unit in it, and they even took the fans out. Because, so if you look here at the box, it reads, it includes a 120mm rear cooling fan. It includes an 80mm front cooling fan. It came with an Ultra 600 watt XVS modular power supply. So somebody at some point in the past what they probably did is they took the power supply out, sold it separately, and sold the fans separately. But we do have the case. And it needs a little bit of a cleaning. It's got some fingerprints and stuff on it. But it is quite sleek looking, I'll say that. So right away, we can see that this computer case does not have the iconic carrying handle that the X-QPACK case has. The X-QPACK first gen has a handle that pops out. It's like a hinge and it pops out, and you can carry your computer case like a suitcase. The X-QPACK II, which is the case that the PortaCube is built in, it has a spring-loaded handle that when you grab it, it pulls out, and of course you can carry the computer like a suitcase. This one does not have the carrying handle, so I couldn't exactly call this a PortaCube case, but anyway. If we look here at the side, you can see that we have this window, which is nice. So the Ultra Micro Fly has windows on the sides. The X-QPACK II has windows on the sides as well as the top. Now again, my X-QPACK II does not have windows. If we turn around and look at the back, this case does have a removable motherboard tray. It's very similar to the X-QPACK II. This case has a little bit better ventilation, I'd say, because even the motherboard tray has this stamped out vent on it. And all of the expansion slots that have not been used, they have a little ventilation built into them. Okay, so it appears this case may have actually been built in and used, because now I'm looking at this, I see these expansion slots have been popped out and blanks have been stuck in there. So there is a chance this case has been used before. But the case overall is in quite good condition. I mean, there's no major scratches on it or nothing like that. Let's get you a look at the other side here. So we have another window. We also have two 3.5-inch bays for hard drives. Coming around to the front, we have a very similar setup to the X-QPACK II. We have two 5.25-inch bays, front bays, as well as a 3.5-inch front bay for like a floppy drive or a card reader. So very similar to the X-QPACK II, we have two USB ports. These are just USB 2. We have a headphone jack and a mic jack. Now the Ultra Micro Fly also sports a 1394 FireWire connection, which is obsolete by today's standards. We have our power reset. We have a temperature display which reads out one sensor. Now the X-QPACK II has two sensors. Now for some reason my X-QPACK II, one of those two sensors is not working properly. But on the front here we have, this is actually fake, I do think. I'm looking at it and it does not appear. Yeah, this is actually not ventilated. There are, however, some vents down here below the buttons and the ports. We do have some holes I can see through here, but this here and this here is not actually ventilated. Alright, so let's go ahead and pop the cover off the case. And I can see right away that we're missing, looks like we are missing the original thumb screws. So I should note this power supply unit is an HP OEM power supply. So not sure what happened to the original power supply. However, I can say from experience that Ultra power supplies, they're not the best of quality. Actually, I've got an Ultra modular unit in one of my totes in here that's slam full of failed capacitors. It's very similar to the power supply that would have came with this case. And of course, whoever put this power supply in here from the HP system, they carried over what I like to call the compact express screws. The stupid Torx bit screws that are a T15 size. So let's go and get these out of here. Gotta take this one out to get the cover off. So the Micro Fly has a 3-piece cover on it, which I do like a bit better than the X-QPACK. The X-QPACK cover is like a clamshell. It's all in one, and you're having to fight with it to get it installed. This, however, is much nicer. So I think once you get the first one off, these slide up. So that's actually quite nice, I think. And there's the other one that has the window. Okay, so here's a look inside the case. It's, of course, very lightweight because it's aluminum. It's very similar inside to the X-QPACK II. Almost identical, but not totally. So the X-QPACK II, if I remember right, the 5 1/4 inch bay is removable. It pops upward and out. The 3 1/2 inch drive bay for the hard drives is removable. It does come out, and it does come out similar to that of the X-QPACK II internal drive bay. Let's see what we have in here. Okay, so we do in fact have our fans, which is good. I'm glad they're actually in there. I thought that so I thought whoever sold me this case or someone in the past stole the fans out of it, but okay, we do in fact have our fans. You know, I was saying that I thought for a second that someone did build a system in this case. I am seeing signs that this case has been used. Like, it does appear, I mean, there are scars on the drive bays from where drives have previously been installed in this. However, the case is in really good condition. Whoever decided to part ways with this case, they did a good job of cleaning it up, I'll say that. So again, with the power supply, I do seriously believe the original unit just failed. So they pulled it. Now this HP supply, it's definitely not useless for my needs. Matter of fact, I could throw this power supply in one of the Apevia 390 systems over here because I got a few over here that still need a power supply. But at least they did keep the power supply in it that was in it. Matter of fact, I can't even say for certain if the eBay seller who sold this computer case to me was the one who gutted it. So I don't know. But anyways, it's like I say, the computer case itself, it's in really good condition, I'll say. I'm going to pull this power supply out because I'll probably be putting a different unit in this. But get that out real quick. Now it is interesting to note these screws are actually loose. Makes me wonder if they just... Now I am starting to wonder if said eBay seller or somebody who previously had this computer case decided to pull the power supply, the stock power supply out of this because it was nice and modular, and sell it separately. I mean, who knows? The X-QPACK II case I got was also missing its power supply. But what I'll do with this unit here is I'll probably check it over, make sure it's good. If it is, I'll throw it into one of my other systems. Like I say, I got a stack of Apevia 390s over here, and there's at least 4 that still need a power supply. So anyway, we'll put that to the side because the video is not about the power supply. Alright, so let me take the camera off the tripod and get y'all a closer look at this thing. So here's a better look inside this computer case. And like I mentioned, I do think it was previously used for a system, but it was very well taken care of, and we'll definitely say it's like new. I mean, overall it's in good condition. Now, the story about the power supply, as I mentioned, is a little sketchy. There is a chance that the original power supply could have failed because, like I mentioned, I've actually seen inside of Ultra power supplies before. Matter of fact, I got one in my tote over here. That's it's a chrome modular unit from the era. So it's a 20-pin power supply with a 4-pin CPU power connection. No PCI Express, no SATA, just 4-pin MOLEX connections. Just to give you an idea how old the unit that was in this thing was. So in a way, it wasn't really a big loss not to have it, because I could just easily put a modern unit in it if I'm going to build a high-end system in this. Otherwise, if I build a baseline computer in it, like I did with the PortaCube, I may just use one of my repaired OEM units. But there's a look at the front of it. So, this and the X-QPACK II are extremely similar. However, I can't call this a PortaCube because it does not have the iconic carrying handle. And while it does have the nice windowed side panels, I'm probably not going to toss the PortaCube's hardware into this. I'll probably be building a separate system in this case. Can't guarantee I'll even be keeping this case, because I have a lot of stuff kicking around as it is. But yes, I would probably name this literally a Cube Computer. Not a PortaCube. You can see what I was talking about earlier about the ventilation. You can see how on the front it appears that the whole front of the thing is ventilated, but it's really just the bottom, which, it's not bad, but it's not the greatest either. The X-QPACK II has two very obvious vents on its front, and I'll say that the Ultra Micro Fly has a little bit more of a modern look. The X-QPACK II has a little bit more of a classic look. I actually kind of prefer the look of the X-QPACK II in my opinion. But anyways, there you go. In case you're wondering how much this case cost me, it was about, I want to say about $65. Which, I mean, for a kind of a rare vintage case, it's not bad. I spent less on this than I spent on the X-QPACK II that I have. Which, again, the X-QPACK II that I have does not have a windowed side panel. So yeah. I can't say for certain that I will not transfer the PortaCube's hardware into this. Who knows, I might do it, but then again, I do like that carrying handle that the PortaCube case has, because it goes back and forth between here and my desk at work. So I do like having that carrying handle built into the case. So otherwise, I'd say this is a fantastic computer case. I'm going to try to keep it at least, if I do build a system, maybe I'll use it to build a system for a family member or a neighbor or someone like that. That way, I have a better chance of it staying with me, sort of in a way. But anyways, there you have it. That's a look at the Ultra MX6 Micro Fly computer case. One of the direct competitors to the Apevia X-QPACK computer case. Okay, everybody, so I took a moment to look back at the eBay listing, and the seller, I don't think they intentionally lied on the eBay listing. However, the listing stated that the computer case was new, unused, unopened. And also, the listing did indicate a 600 watt power supply. So I have reached out to the seller and informed him that, hey, this computer case was not brand new, it was used, and it did not include the original 600 watt power supply. I noted in the message, basically saying, not saying you pulled the power supply out of it, but the power supply that was included in this case was not the original one. Personally, I think this eBay seller probably bought these at an auction or something like that, because from the eBay listing, it appeared there had been 2 cases that he sold. One had been sold already, and I purchased the second one. Maybe he didn't even take the opportunity to open it up and actually inspect everything. I mean, there was no tape on the box indicating that, well, there was no sort of... It arrived to me in shrink wrap, but the original box was not sealed. It was obviously had been opened. The seller easily could have opened up the box and checked to verify that, hey, this is actually new, because no, it was not actually new. Just because it's included in the original packaging does not mean that it's brand new, and it does not mean that it's been unopened. So the PortaCube's case, the Apevia X-QPACK II, it was also a similar deal. It was provided with its original box. However, that case clearly had never been built in before. There was no markings inside the case showing that, hey, there's been components installed in the dry bays or whatever. The original power supply had been taken out, and I think someone took the power supply out and sold it or whatever. Now, I can't remember for sure. I have to go back and look at the listing for that and see if it indicated that there was a power supply, which I don't think there was, because usually stuff like that I do kind of pay attention to. But yeah, in the case of the Ultra Micro Fly case, I think this seller needs to do a little better at inspecting what he's selling to make sure he's providing accurate information. So while the case overall, I mean, it's in very good condition. I mean, whoever used it took care of it and did a good job of trying to clean it up and make it appear as it was new, but I still don't know the whole story behind why a 300 watt HP power supply got slapped in the system, in the case rather. Were they trying to make it look like there was a power supply included with the case? I mean, they could say, yeah, but there was a power supply included with the case. No, it wasn't the original one. It's a basic NHP OEM unit with some cables that are barely even long enough to reach halfway through the case. But yeah, it included a power supply, but not the original one. And no, of course, it was not brand new. Again, kind of minor things, but I did point this out to the eBay seller, and we'll see if I hear back. But anyways, that wraps up for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, thanks for taking the time to watch this video from Cube Computer channel. If this is your first time, please subscribe to the channel and be sure to tick the bell so we get notified of a new video post. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, leave a comment, and share this video as well as the channel with your friends and get the word out. Also, I have a second channel, that's Cube Computer PortaCube. Over there you'll find videos about thunderstorms and weather, cycling, and videos about me personally. Feel free to subscribe over there as well if you like. Again, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for your support.